Hello and welcome to another edition of Sanctuary Veg Garden. Just note that the first part of this video is in portrait because when I first did these videos I wasn't really intending them to go on YouTube, but after 2.5 minutes it does go into landscape, so bear with. So I'm going to show you the veg patch as it was back in April. I think it was mid-April. And you can see my early potatoes here doing great, and I started those off in the greenhouse and then put them out after the last frost date. You can see all the lettuces growing, and this is my kind of hodgepodge new little bed that I've planted kind of everything in. There's some onions and some lettuce and some celery and some fennel there, and I'm just really trying to see what grows in this. And here you can see the main veg patch and my onions there in the front, and some chard that's actually overwintered, that chard, and it's just starting to grow. And I've got some perpetual spinach there, and here I've got my purple sprouting broccoli and some celery in between, and there's some cauliflowers in there as well. That's a sunflower. And this is my nasturtiums that I've grown. And this is just a planter box that I've popped a couple of courgettes and some green beans at the back. And I've also popped some green beans in there. And there's my garlic in the corner. Can't wait to get that up. And I've got some courgettes in the front there. Not sure if they've grown, if they've got enough space, but I'm going to give them a go. And I think I'm going to take you around to see that garlic. There's the perpetual spinach that's grown really well. I've got some fennel there. I've got 6 or 7 fennel plants. There's my courgettes. I am a bit worried I haven't got enough space there, and it's just a test to really see what happens. And this is my rhubarb that's come through, sprouted. That was planted in the autumn. And I've got some more potatoes. These are second and main crop potatoes in those buckets behind. And I've got a couple of bags as well. And I've got these, that's cutting corner, so I've taken a few cuttings and popped them in and see what happens with those. And then in the greenhouse I've got hundreds of tomatoes, far too many tomatoes in here, and I will have to move some out. But at the moment I'm just seeing what happens. I've used a few different pots and grow bags, and that's a pepper that I'm experimenting to see if the pepper does better in the greenhouse than the conservatory. So that's a tour of the garden as it was. And as if by magic, here's the garden as it is now in July. We're towards the end of July, and you can see that's that planter box that I planted some early lettuce in and had covered up. And now I've put some corn there. I'm just experimenting with the corn, see where it grows, and this is just massive, but I haven't got enough really to pollinate it, so it's just growing in the moment. And I've had just so much lettuce out of this box, it's untrue. There's my leeks have gone in a bag, and some more potatoes. I've just put those in this month, so that's a bit of an experiment. And there is the pak choi. The pak choi is just straight away gone to flower, so don't put pak choi in too early. And this is that little bed that had loads of lettuce in. I randomly planted a purple sprouting broccoli as a spare plant, and there you go. I have had so much purple sprouting broccoli, it's definitely worth putting some in the early spring. And these are just some spare tomatoes I've got growing outside, and I've just kind of popped everything in there just to see what would grow. I think next year I'm going to use it as a strawberry planter, and I've already started taking some runners off the strawberries, and those are just random tomatoes that I've kind of stuck in. I have recently cleared the greenhouse of lots of tomatoes, but first you can see my cucumber. It is in totally the wrong place, but my first cucumbers just died in the frost after planting them too early. So these were later, after she went in after the tomatoes, but next year I'm definitely going to move them to the other side of the greenhouse. So I think they would do better, but they're crawling along the string nicely. And you can see my tomatoes, they all need good water. It's been boiling hot today, so we're going to give them a good water when I finish the video here. But you can see the different varieties. That was the Black Russian, this is the Black Russian, And this is Tortondine kale. I got three shoots from the internet and planted them on, and this one at the moment is doing the best. I've got 2 in the garden, but that one is doing amazing. And there's my strawberry plants there that I'm taking a runner of. And these are some fennel bulbs that have gone to seed a little bit, and to be honest, I've planted too much fennel. I got a bit sick of it in the end. And this is the bed that you saw before. I've popped in an arch because next year I'm going to run some beans over it. And I just wanted to show you the trees, because the trees have been a real problem with this plot over the years, and have kind of put us off. The roots just go straight into the vegetable patch. So what we've done is we've underneath this vegetable patch is some old roof tiles, and so we've put flattened the underneath with roof tiles and just piled compost on top. So it's not that deep. And that has been working, as you can see from the quality of the veg that's coming out. Quick tip, don't plant so much broccoli because it just takes over everything. Got some kohlrabi here, and I've got some Swedes and some beans. And if you look at these beans and the beans that I'm going to show you in a minute, so those beans were planted, if you remember, at the same time as these, and these have done so much better. It needs the water, you can see the courgette plants there, but these beans are fantastic, those beans aren't, and I think that's because the roof tiles didn't reach to that bit, so I've still got tree roots going in there, so I'm going to have to fix that in the winter, because something is sapping the soil down that end and not so much down this end. Everything seems to be growing well down this end. So I've definitely got to fix that, and that was a bit of an extension to the veggie plot. So we've had this going on and off for years, but this year I've really gone to town taking things seriously. This perpetual spinach has been going on, and for months we've been picking it, and we've got some guinea pigs that have been enjoying it, the family have been enjoying it, and I wanted to show you this corn just to show you the difference in height. This corn hasn't done very well there. So I'm definitely not going to plant that there. It needs not enough sun. But the courgettes that I was worried about are actually producing quite a lot of courgettes. I'm getting quite a few off there, as you can see there. So they've been quite a good plant. And I thought they wouldn't have enough space, but they seem to be doing, good. I'm quite pleased with those courgettes. And these are my Jerusalem artichokes that have been in for years. And it's really hard to get rid of them now. They just pop up. And these are my beetroot, my sad looking beetroot. This is the end of the plot where I've told you that things don't grow very well. And down here I've got a pot of spring onions there, a couple more pots of potatoes, and you saw a winter squash as well I had grown in the corner trailing along. And this is my purple sprouting broccoli. I'll show you, and we've just had loads of that stuff, and it is really tasty. But I wouldn't have planted so many if I'd done it again. So I hope you've enjoyed this little then and now plot tour. And I'll catch you again soon. Thank you.